I became interested in the sculpting when David Cantor was the first one to do it. And his idea was he had brought some clay into a session, and he was going to ask the family to make a sculpture out of the clay. And then he thought, well, I have the family here. Why don't I ask them to show me, you know, their positioning? And so he had them stand up, and he had them pose themselves, and it was mainly at that point distance or closeness. You know, it was who's close to whom, who's close to who. And but it was more or less static. And I said to myself when I saw it, wow, I wonder if you could get them to act out, to move together and act out a family system by asking the right kind of questions.
Yep.
And so I went back to Ackerman, and I began practicing that. And it was extremely helpful in understanding, you know, family relationships and exactly what's happening.
So and moving out of intellectualization and analysis of the unfortunate circumstances of people's parenting or whatever. So in those early days, what was so you had been doing some couples counseling before you began to use the sculpting?
Yes, I had, but that kind of sculpting that I first learned and first showed is very different from the couples choreography that I use with couples.
Okay.
So I developed the couples choreography because in order to cut through couples' intellectualizations, their defensiveness, their accusations, counter-accusations. They come into a session and they have the scripts and they're all prepared. And he knows what she's going to say, she knows what he's going to say, they've said it a dozen times, and you outline it. And I'm thinking to myself, this isn't the real problem that they're talking about. Well, how do I get underneath this? How do I get them to really talk about what's really the emotional life that's going on? And so I remembered that, I remember Gregory Bateson had once said, it's only in dreams that people can't lie. And I thought, wow, I wonder if I could have them have a dream. And then I thought, no, I can't ask them to have a dream, but I could ask them to have the kind of fantasy that you have in dreams. Like you think of people in symbolic positions, you think metaphorically. And I wonder if I could get them to think metaphorically, and so that we would cut through all of this.
Okay.
And that's how I developed it.